Ooh, some good bad news for the Cowboys. Tyler Guyton, who was feared to have had a torn ACL, an MRI revealed ACL intact, instead dealing with a bone fracture. While sounds serious, not as serious, looking at a 4 to 6 week recovery. Also, Cowboys cornerback Kalen Carson suffered a hyperextending knee. He'll reportedly miss 4 to 6 weeks as well.
If you smoke, take it outside. Get the facts at don'tpassgas.org.
This is Extra Innings with Pleasure.
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
Rock and roll! The Texans win it!
You've been called the Da Vinci of our time. What do you say to that?
Absolutely ridiculous. I don't paint.
That goal is history! A walk-off home run!
And it's going to be legendary.
James Pledger wraps your day with insight, opinion, plenty of sarcasm, and of course, your calls. He'll even pour a beer out the door for his favorite story of the day. This is Extra Innings with Pledger. Now, here's Pledge.
Welcome into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. Thank you for joining me, however you may be joining me, whether that is on 94.1 on your FM dial. If you happen to be locked in and listening at sasportstar.com via the AA Best Bail Bonds audio player, or if you happen to be listening on YouTube, you can also watch the show on YouTube. Of course, just go to YouTube, search SA Sports Star. Go ahead and like, subscribe while you're there. Get the notifications turned on to alert you when we go live and post things, especially this week with Cowboys training camp, because whether it's the interviews, like we just had Stephen Jones, which I will replay for you here in a little bit in case you missed it during the Blitz, but lots to get into out at Cowboys training camp, including Nate Newton, who, man, it's always just so good to hear from Nate Newton as they talked about a multitude of things, from the offensive line to the injuries to the San Antonio Spurs and the Luka Doncic trade and body transformation. Like, they went everywhere in that interview, and I'm about it. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. Always appreciate y'all rolling along with me, as earlier today, the Morning Huddle started off their day talking with new Cowboys rookie defensive tackle.
Joining us now is the rookie defensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Jay Toya is with us on the program. Good morning, Jay.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, man. Just got you out of practice.
Yes, sir.
What was the what's been the vibe for you so far? I mean, I would imagine you've got family who has done this before, but for you as a rookie, is this overwhelming? Is this just something you're used to by now?
No, not at all. I mean, everyone's out here competing for a job, and that's what I'm out here for too. So
it's a family business, though. You knew what to expect. You showed up. You got brothers. You got family that have been in the NFL. What was the advice that they gave you as you stepped into your first training camp?
Just being in shape was the most important point that they try to get across to me, was just being in shape. Being in pads and playing football. I haven't played football since November.
Right.
My season finished in November when I was with UCLA, so I haven't put on pads since. So, yeah, just being in shape, because playing with pads is a totally different animal than OTAs and the first week we was out here.
Are you feeling it day 2 with pads? Are you starting to, does it take a couple of days to take that?
Yeah, for sure. It takes a couple of days, but, we're still going full speed.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing stop us.
What's your ideal playing weight? I know you guys have to almost sometimes eat more than you want to eat so you can stay at an ideal weight. What's your ideal weight? Where were you coming into camp? And is it what are you doing to maintain it? What's a daily diet like?
Yeah, my ideal weight is 335, 340. My report weight was 340, and that's what I came in at.
Okay.
Where are you today?
Yeah. Where are you at right now?
I have no idea.
Good.
I got a way out.
Good. So, what's your diet? What's a day in the life out here? What are you eating? How many calories are you putting in?
I don't really keep tracks macros and just making sure I don't eat too much of too much.
Yeah.
Gotta have some type of greens on my plate. Nothing crazy. Just smaller meals but more throughout the day, I guess.
So when you get home, what's the meal that you're going to want, that you're looking forward to?
What you mean home?
When you get wherever it is and you go get your favorite meal when you get home, what is it?
McDonald's.
McDonald's?
If I had a cheat day, yeah, McDonald's.
What do you eat at McDonald's?
I'm getting 2 McDoubles with mac sauce and a large fry.
With what sauce? Mac sauce.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. They'll put that on there, huh?
Yeah, you just gotta ask them.
All right.
Well,
hey,
if you're his size, they'll do anything you ask.
That's a life hack
he
right
just
there.
Tells us,
That's
put some mac
finessing the
sauce on
game.
there. That's not on the menu. It is today.
Nah, definitely not.
Oh, is it good stuff?
Jay
Now-
Toya joining us, rookie defensive tackle with the Cowboys. Is it amazing to hear that?
Yeah, it is. It's still surreal, honestly. Like I still can't believe I'm at this point in my life.
When you were playing college football, at what point did you realize that this can be your full-time job? Because I know everybody who plays college ball, the idea is eventually play in the NFL. It's a lot of, obviously it shrinks down over that time. But
when did you know?
When did you know you were that kind of a player?
I don't want to brag about.
Go ahead,
myself
brag.
or any-
you made it.
But I'm saying I feel like that's always been in my mind, even in high school. I knew this was where I had to get to be able to take care of my family. So there was no plan B. If there's a plan B, plan A never works.
Now you didn't start playing football, did you?
No. My first sport was rugby.
What, 7s, 11s? It didn't matter.
No, it didn't. Rugby's the biggest sport in Tonga.
Yeah.
So when I came over to the U.S., that was the first sport I played.
And what is it? Tell us the difference between the two. Did it make you tougher?
Yeah, for sure. Conditioning level is for sure way different. But that's when I was younger and lighter. I was more conditioned, probably. So it was probably easier for me back then. Right now, if you ask me to play rugby, I probably couldn't play for more than 5 minutes. It's just nonstop running. So
you'd be hard to keep your weight up too.
What's it like being out here, standing across from NFL offensive linemen? When they grab hold of you, is it different from the guys in college grabbing hold of you? What's it feel like?
Yeah, definitely against more seasoned guys. Definitely at a different level. Everyone's good here. Everyone's good. It's not one person. Like in college, we used to call them the fish.
The weak spot.
Yeah, that's what we would target. But everyone's good in the NFL. So I don't think there's a difference. Everyone's human. So yeah.
Truth. Tell us about your room. The guys in your room. I know you guys click and stay together. How's y'all's room versus that offensive line? 2 days in, I see the cornerbacks and the wide receivers. They're talking. There's a lot of smack going on. Are you guys dealing with the same thing? O-line, D-line stuff.
Sure. I'm sure it gets chippy. Some things are probably said. But we're on the same team at the end of the day. So we try to keep it clean. Coach Shotty emphasized. If you throw a punch, you get kicked out. So, we're just all aware of that, trying to keep each other up.
What do you think of Coach Schottenheimer so far? I can tell you now, this is not what normal NFL coaches behave like. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, I can for sure tell. I love Coach Shotty. Just his demeanor and the way he just comes off like a genuine person, someone who really cares. He puts a big emphasis on family. So, that's obviously what he's trying to build. Also, competing every day, that's the whole theme. So I love Coach Shotty.
This is I always think NFL training camp is such a weird thing because you guys are teammates, but you also know that there's a handful of people out there right now that aren't going to be with you.
Yeah.
And you're literally competing with some of those guys that are not going to be here. You're hoping that you're not one of the guys.
For sure.
How is it weird to build a brotherhood while also knowing that some of you ain't going to make it?
No, I don't think it's weird at all. We're all striving for the same thing, as you said. That's ultimately make the 53, make the team, and I feel like we're just helping each other get there. And there's nothing better than helping someone out, them knowing the same thing, same technique, same everything, but you still beating them. So there's nothing wrong with that.
I know this is your first training camp. Have you had to get up and sing yet?
No, it's coming soon though.
Do you know when it's going to come, or they just call you?
I know we have we have a mandatory rookie skit.
Mm-hmm.
We had to decide as a group what we were gonna do, but not exactly sure on the date yet, but that's coming. And we also have to, in our D-line room, we have to sing for the D-line room. So I know that's coming up soon too.
Now, I don't know how much time you guys are spending around Micah. We see him walking around wearing shorts, and but obviously when he as part of this, your job's going to get a lot easier. Like, how are you guys replicating him being there, or is it impossible to do that?
Yeah, I mean, Mike is here every day. I see him every day at every meeting, but I don't think you can replicate Mike Parsons, honestly. Just
so you're saying you just pay him, right?
Just pay him.
That's what you're saying.
Just
Just
pay
got to pay
no,
the man.
I'm not saying anything. You know, that's outside of. That's
And
not
wise
my-
beyond your years already. Jay Toya joining us right here on San Antonio Sports Star. So tomorrow's your first day off. You got an off day. What's an off day like for a rookie?
Just treatment. You know, well, we had an off day last week.
Well, I mean, after the pads, so you got more treatment.
Yeah.
Are you going to leave the compound? Are you going to stay around here?
No, I'm staying here. I'm from here, so like I feel like I don't really need to get out.
Oh, cool.
See, like, well, not Oxnard, but I'm from LA, so yeah, just treatment, mobility. Probably get an extra lift in with the strength coaches. So yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
Did you bring your video games? Did you bring your box?
No, I didn't. You know, I was just telling my girlfriend last night, like I really forgot to bring my PlayStation, and I'm just really bored. You know, because sometimes she's busy and I'm not doing anything. I'll just be really bored, and but like more recently, like since January, like getting ready for the draft, I haven't played games. Like I don't know why. Like I get bored playing games, so I don't know.
Well, now's the time to focus. So who's wise move?
Who's the guy on the defensive line that nobody's talking about that is better than people think that he is?
Anybody?
Yeah,
Well, I mean,
just somebody in your room who you're like, man, this guy is a lot better than people are giving him credit for.
I mean, I haven't seen anything about anybody say anything bad. I mean, obviously, Osa's that guy. Everyone knows that. I would say probably Solomon Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I don't know if you guys have seen him like up close, but he's jacked.
Yeah, we saw him hitting the dummy yesterday, and he's moving that sled
around by himself.
Yeah, he's freakishly strong, and also I feel like he's a really good like vet to the rookies. You know, he's trying to show us the ropes, show his technique, because he was with Coach White Cotton at the Jets and at San Fran, so he knows his style and what he teaches. So you know, I sit next to him in meetings, so he's always in my ear trying to teach me. If we're watching practice and I did some technique wrong, I stepped wrong, you know, he'll immediately turn to me and we'll just talk about it. So I'm just real grateful for him.
Yeah, that's a good bet.
How's Coach Eberflus been?
He's been great.
Is it like is he a guy that like you would like? I don't know how much of an NFL fan you were. I imagine you dudes who play football. I imagine you watch football up until you know. You still probably want to watch football. But was he a guy that as soon as you heard Eberflus was going to be the coach that you were excited about? Or
you know, it's crazy. I was, because I have an old teammate. He got signed last year. His name is Carl Jones, and he got signed to the Bears. He's still with the Bears, so he was with Coach Flus. And you know, when I did get drafted to the Cowboys, and he told me how good of a coach he is and a person he is, I was excited for sure.
Good news.
That is Jay Toya. That is the defensive tackle, rookie defensive tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. Hopefully see him out there this season. Congratulations, man. Glad to have you here, and best of luck with the rest of camp. Enjoy the day off, brother.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you, man.
To you.
Jay Toya joining the morning huddle earlier this morning. Of course, you can catch all of those, whether that's in the audio vault, powered by AA Best Bail Bonds at sasportstar.com, or go to our YouTube channel. Go ahead, like, subscribe. You'll know when we post these things. We are posting them in the playlists for the 2025 Dallas Cowboys training camp. And already in the playlist, we have Cooper Beepy, Malik Hooker, Jay Toya, Nate Newton from earlier today. Stephen Jones is going up shortly. Just Mickey Spagnola, who was on the Blitz today. All the interviews all week long, one place right there at SA Sports Star on YouTube in the 2025 Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage playlist. One of the other guys that came out to Cowboys training camp today to talk to us was EVP and CEO of the Dallas Cowboys, Stephen Jones. A lot to say, whether it was the pure elation they got for losing Tyler Guyton for 4 to 6 weeks and finding out what his prognosis was, to the recent comments about Micah Parsons and where they stand with that contract. We'll play some of that for you coming up next here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star and the Gomez Law Firm present the second annual Back to School Drive this Saturday from 11 till 1 or while supplies last at the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Free backpacks and school supplies for all school-age children while supplies last. So don't be late. This Saturday, 11 till 1, presented by the Gomez Law Firm, 2943 Moss Rock Drive. Sponsored in part by Las Palapas, Array, the College of Healthcare Professionals, and 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Take a swing at picking baseball this season on Underdog. Hi, Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Underdog is a leading place to make all your sports picks. Millions of fans have won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? It is easy and fun to do. I love playing the Pick'em game on Underdog. All you have to do is download the Underdog app and choose whether a player will go higher or lower on one of their stats. You can choose from things like home runs, strikeouts, total bases, and so much more. And you can play for as little as $1. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now with promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Again, use my promo code STAR when you sign up at Underdog. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See underdogfantasy.com/web/deposit-match-terms. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Attention football fans, AARP Texas is teaming up with San Antonio Sports Star for this season's Dallas Cowboys training camp. Enter for your chance to win a pair of preseason tickets or tickets to a home game. Visit sasportsstar.com now to enter for a chance to win. Don't miss out on this opportunity. Brought to you by AARP Texas. Whether you're a diehard fan or just love the excitement of game day, AARP Texas has you covered. Again, just go to sasportsstar.com and enter for a chance to win big with AARP Texas. It's your chance to experience Cowboys football live. Visit sasportsstar.com now.
Now is the perfect time to start on your next success. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 13th. An accredited state university, University of Maryland Global Campus, offers online and hybrid courses. Plus, you can earn up to 90 credits toward a bachelor's for prior learning and work experience, or transfer up to 12 credits towards a master's. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Shea.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-743-8080. That's 1-800-743-8080.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Every year, millions of pets go missing, leaving families heartbroken. If you lose or find a pet, Love Lost is here to help. Love Lost is a free, easy-to-use database utilizing photo matching technology to search participating shelter partners and social platforms to bring pets home. Simply upload a photo to report a lost or found pet to the largest free lost and found database, or pre-register your pet today so you're ready if the unthinkable happens. With over 100,000 reunions and counting, Love Lost unites communities through technology to make a difference. Let's unite to reunite, because every pet deserves a lifetime of love. Visit lovelost.org and register today.
San Antonio Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pledger. Thanks for joining me. Fun week out in Oxnard so far, and we are just getting started with our AA Best Bail Bonds. Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage is brought to you in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. And of course, if you missed anything, we got playlists on YouTube with all of our interviews. You can rewatch the shows from out there. We have clips and goings on of everything behind the scenes on our Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Just check us out at social media at SA Sports Star. You should be able to see so many different things about what's going on out in Oxnard. And some of the great things are we get to talk to guys like the Blitz did today with Stephen Jones, the CEO and Executive Vice President for the Dallas Cowboys. As first and foremost, you didn't jump right in with the Micah stuff because the Tyler Guyton news kind of overshadowed everything because of the thought of, oh crap, we just lost him for the entire season on our second day in pads. And they opened it up by talking about the, I will say, elation that he felt finding out that injury only cost them 4 to 6 weeks.
Stephen Jones sits down with us here on the tennis courts. How's everything going, sir?
Everything's great. How can you beat this?
It's
this
fantastic.
weather's off the charts, and of course, dodged a major bullet yesterday, so we're smiling ear to ear. We said we're not going to gripe about anything else after because we thought we were dealing with a season-ending knee injury with Tyler when we last saw him, and then Dr. Cooper's one of the best in the business, and he doesn't miss many of them, but he was glad to call us and say, I was wrong on this.
All right, so take us through what it was like, because I know Cowboy Nation and Twitter was just, the first reports, it's torn out for the season. So for that length of time, everybody in Cowboy Nation, what was it like for you guys when you first heard the initial report thoughts and then got that phone call?
You were hoping it was a nightmare. You want to go back to bed, wake up, start over again, I can assure you. But no, I was sitting with Jerry when I got the text, and I just yelled out, I go, oh my God, it's not torn. What? So it was, we did live with it for about 3 or 4 hours while we were waiting to get him down to get the MRI and then get the results back. And but anyway, like I said, it was some of the best news we've ever seen in a long time.
4 to 6 weeks isn't bad.
No, the whole season. Stephen, just a question for you along those same lines. He's going to miss the rest of training camp, so other guys are going to be stepping in there and taking those reps. How much does it hurt a guy like Tyler Guyton to miss the reps of training camp?
Well, obviously you want the alternative, which is to get him because he was doing so well and really responding, I think, to our coaches. Clayton and Connor, and they were really, how they were coaching him up was resonating with him. Not that Coach Laurie didn't do a great job with him too, but guys from the first year to the second year make jumps, and he was certainly showing that he was going to do that. He was displaying the patience. He was, he's got to start to trust his length and his athletic ability, which he has in, nines. He's a supreme in those areas, and once he started trusting that and getting his confidence, he's really coming on, and I don't think that's going to go anywhere. So I think he'll do everything that it takes in rehab, and I think he'll be ready to jump right back in and get right where he was and get going and help us win a lot of football games this year, hopefully.
And you think about the 3 or 4 hours you thought he might be gone for the season and the conversations of what do we do next? Can you go find somebody at this point, or are there some young guys that are now going to get the benefit of the reps with the first team here at camp that you're hoping could step up and be that guy?
Well, that's what you always hope happens. And, of course, we've got a guy we picked last year, Nate Thomas, who's really turning some heads in that offensive line room. And he's probably going to be the first up out there at left tackle to go out there and go to work. And you hope he just keeps on keeping on and, excelling, and then, something really good can come out of this. So, and then we've got other players at Denijay and, some guys who played this game, Awesome Richards. He's a young guy who we've liked who needs to step up for us. So it'll be interesting to see how these guys do.
Stephen, we're looking just around the league, and obviously we follow you guys, and there's been some injuries. Kalen Carson now out 4 to 6 weeks, and some other guys as well. Jones with a broken neck, but it seems like it's happening all over the place. You're seeing guys. Isaiah Likely with Baltimore gets carted off today. Can you attribute that to anything? Is it? I always say I don't know. I remember watching the NFL when Bill Parcells was here, and it was kind of tough and physical in training camp, and it's not that way anymore. And I understand why, but you think that has anything to do with it?
I don't think so. I just think it's I think for one, the coverage of these things are like no other, which is wonderful. It's just out there. As soon as somebody gets hurt, it's blinking everywhere. And between social media, between all the wonderful coverage that we get, and the NFL gets, I just think it feels like it's more. But I think these things have always happened. I mean, I can remember when we first started going all the way back. You're going to have injuries in training camp, and they're tough, but you gotta power through them.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys joining us here on the Blitz on 94.1 at San Antonio Sports Star. Now, another injury. He's here, not practicing on the pup list, Trayvon Diggs. The one thing that what's the timeline on when you think he's going to be back?
I think it's just getting a feel for him over the next, another week or two. We should have a really good feel, for when we can get him back. He's working at it. Hats off to him. Obviously, our preference would have been to have him here the whole time, and in our mind, we got one of the best in the business. And but anyway, I think he's really the competitor in him's coming out. He's wanting to be out there competing, and we'll probably have a better feel for that over the next week to 10 days.
Well, obviously, that's a big decision that you guys have to make, and whether you think he's going to be ready to start the season or not, or whether he misses the first 4 games. Is that just something you guys continually watch?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
No, it's a continuation, and obviously, what you hope in the meantime are guys like Kyrie Elam and Booth, and who was having a good camp before he tweaked his hamstring. But obviously, Carson is a guy that we liked last year, who's going to be out a little bit. But you hope these guys step up. And then another one we're monitoring is Revel. We just think the world of him, and really think he's going to be a hell of a player in this league. But he's we're on that same thing. When do we think we'll get him back? Now, I'm 99% sure he'll be back in the next couple of weeks, but then he's a rookie, so it's going to take a minute for him to get used to it and what it's like to be a pro and those type of things. But all 32 deal with this, and with the injuries, and nobody's immune from that, and you just gotta keep your personnel guys looking for corner. We had a corner workout obviously yesterday, and you're just always looking for ways to get better.
And every team's not immune from dealing with contract situations.
No.
You were wondering when we were going to get to Micah, right? Are there conversations constantly happening, or there's reports that there's no communication? What can you actually share with us?
Not much, because it's not good for anybody to vet these negotiations in the media. I mean, no one ever knew Jake Ferguson was doing a contract, and that's usually how they work best, is you're just working behind the scenes, and there's always strategy. Every agent, every player is different in terms of what their tolerance level are for things. We respect them all. I like to think I got a great rapport with most agents in this league, and but every one of them's different. Every negotiation's different, because the player's different, and the agent has to handle that player in the best possible way he can. But it's just part of it. As you said, it's going on around the league, and it happens.
Stephen, you said something interesting the other day, that Micah has to want to get paid.
Mm-hmm.
What did you mean by that?
I think I've said all I'm going to say for now
right.
on Micah. Obviously we got nothing but tremendous respect for him and the talent he is. But, like I said, it's just not productive. Anytime you happen to slide in over there, it's not productive to talk about.
Stephen Jones of the Dallas Cowboys here on the Blitz. We got in on Saturday for our coverage. We'll come out when the pads go on. The energy around camp, we've heard from our friends in the Dallas media that it feels different. And we've been here seeing a couple practices. It does. What was it about Shotty in the interview process that won him the job? Because promoted from within and all, but I mean, he sold you on something, and you could see the difference. You can feel the difference. Do you feel it from your seat?
It's full body of work, and there's no question the energy, special. It's unique. I mean, you don't see that, and I think he's really brought something different to the table here. I mean, we all observe camps around the league, and there's clips from them, and you see a pick, and the guys go, good job. With our guys, it feels like every coach, every player is running down the sideline, jumping up and down, and then there's the jawing back and forth with the offense and the defense, and I just think it's unique. But the biggest thing with him is it's authentic too. It's not some deal that it's a show or something like that. He's authentically and intentional about what he's trying to do here between the competition and the energy. I just think it's special. But Mike's offensive coordinator. Mike called the plays, but we were in the room with him a lot after every game, and he would do. Mike encouraging him to give the reports on the offense, and he's impressive. And certainly then once he started figuring out, because we meet with our coordinators at the end of every year just to get their feel for where they think we need to do, where we can get better as a team, the things we need to do. And then I think Shotty started finally figuring out, hey, they're asking a lot of questions here. I may be in an interview. And then next time he showed up in a sport coat. But no, he's got a magical way about himself. And obviously we all know the important things with Shotty and all of us is going to be, we got to go out and win football games. And certainly we got a big one to start the season.
Yeah, no question about it. I've got to ask you, one of the best things about us in the media is that he's pretty transparent up there on the podium. And one thing that impressed me yesterday, he said, we're going to run the damn ball this year. Running back wise, it seems to me that room has been upgraded tremendously.
Yeah, we feel the same way. Certainly no hats off to Rico. He ran the hell out of the ball for us. But we do feel like when you take the room as a whole, we've got a really nice group of backs, and they're all business. I think they all complement one another, and I just think we got a chance to be really good there. And I'm convinced a lot of coaches will give you lip service, but I'm convinced Shotty means that we're going to run the football.
Nice. I like that.
Stephen, as we wrap this up, probably the most important question of the day. It's National Wing Day. Drums or flats?
Drums all the way, baby.
Drums all the way.
Drums all the way.
There's a follow-up to that. You like it breaded or naked?
I like it naked.
See, I do too. Yeah. All
Spicy and naked.
There you go.
I like the way you think.
Yeah, exactly. Stephen, always appreciate you stopping by. Can't wait to continue to have you on during the season, and thanks for continuing to come out here to Oxnard.
Appreciate it.
Work.
Well, here we go. Like I said, I can't think of a better place to be working.
Absolutely. It is a perfect place to be working. That's what we're doing with our AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training coverage. We'll continue that on the other side, right here on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
He likes his wings naked. Spicy naked wings. I think we all like them that way. I thought it was interesting, though, because he did say at the end there, I do believe when Shotty says he's going to run the ball. I told y'all for a long time, I never believed when Mike McCarthy said he was going to run the ball. I believe when Shotty says he wants to run the football. So definitely Stephen Jones feels similarly, and I think that was a small dig at the fact that Mike McCarthy talking about wanting to get rid of Kellen Moore to call plays because he wanted to run the damn ball, and then that shot because he never ran the damn ball. This is Extra Innings with Pleasure. I'm James Pledger right here on San Antonio Sports Star 94.1 FM, sasportstar.com. When we come back, the offensive line injuries are piling up. So what's the pivot for the Cowboys as we get ready for the start of the season, with it being just about 5 weeks away? We'll discuss coming up here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Want to see Dallas take on Atlanta at AT&T Stadium? AARP is hooking you up. I want winners. Just head to sasportstar.com and register to win a pair of tickets to the Cowboys' final preseason game, Friday, August 22nd at 6 p.m. 1, 2, 3, Cowboys! It's your chance to catch America's team live before the regular season kicks off. I like this kind of party! From AARP and 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Corey area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
Oh, no.
Ah, that's the sound of someone who's misplaced
My debit card.
their debit card.
Where did I leave that thing?
Not at the gas pump, or the checkout counter, or the roof of your car. Now, if he has the Chase mobile app, he can use Card Lock.
Wait, I could just lock my card.
Yep, just a few tippy taps on his phone, and that sound? That's peace of mind from Chase.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Prostate cancer screening is a simple blood test. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Your family history of prostate cancer increases the risk for all the men in your family. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Prostate cancer is most treatable when it's detected early. It's a simple blood test. Get it done. Men, it's your life. That's why it's so important to talk to your doctor about getting tested. If you want info on how to take action, the Prostate Cancer Foundation is here to help. For more than 30 years, PCF, a leader in scientific breakthroughs, has funded cutting-edge research that speeds new treatments into clinics, helping patients live longer with fewer complications. Go to pcf.org to learn more about prostate cancer and how you can advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life, and it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
San Antonio's Sports Star.
Welcome back into Extra Innings with Pleasure right here on San Antonio Sports Star, 941 FM, sasportstar.com. I am James Pleasure. I appreciate y'all joining me this evening as we take you up to the top of the hour and recap all the good stuff from Dallas Cowboys training camp. Well, good/bad stuff, because while the Rob Jones injury was brutal, the Tyler Guyton one, thought to be horrendous, turned out to be very, very good, as you heard from Stephen Jones. When you go from season long to just 4 to 6 weeks and potentially be back for the start of the season, that is a good. But they are thin there now. So what are some potential options that they could go through? Well, the Morning Huddle was talking about all the injuries earlier this morning.
The injury to Guyton yesterday, I guess it's good news that it's not an ACL.
Well, yeah, it's one of those. I got good news and bad news, but
yeah, but we're still talking about a broken bone.
Yeah, this is not good news. This is, I mean, we got the best possible of the worst case scenario.
And this is a guy who already, had quite frankly, a bad rookie year. He stunk. There's not really a nice way to say it. The expectation was he's going to be better, but he stunk last year. This guy, I think, not only was, I think this camp for him was going to be important. So not even having that is a real kick in the balls, I think, for this offensive line that is already looking worse for wear.
And there was no plan B for this.
No.
It wasn't like they were trying Guyton out, and if it didn't work out, other dude would take it. No, this was his gig.
Yeah.
The plan was, along with the other four, to line up and be ready to go, and we're down 2.
I guess and we haven't talked to anybody about this yet. My guess is Tyler Smith moves to the outside and Brock Hoffman
makes the most sense.
Makes it onto the line.
And we won't know until tomorrow exactly what those 1s, 2s, and 3s look like.
But either way, that doesn't give me warm fuzzies about the offensive line.
there's so many things in play here because we expect a little bit more of a varied offense where they've talked about the multiples and the movement. But at the end of the day, I think that their intent is to run the ball more, to take some pressure off of Dak and allow these receivers to work in a little bit more space with safeties having to commit a little bit more to stopping the run. And I don't know what this does. I would assume it's going to hinder the development of this new offense because my goodness, there's 2 holes. So there's the ripple effect of your offensive line getting banged up. It's tough. It really kind of hampers so many other facets of training camp.
I mean, because not only did you on Sunday you lost the free agent edition, so you're like, okay, well now we're back to square one, and then today you lose, a guy who you didn't really prepare for life without. And
we talked with Boot and Beebe yesterday, and we talked, this is a line that was going to be better than the sum of its parts.
Yeah,
they were going to have to work in this congruous kind of thing where they're all going to have to be in lockstep to be effective. And now they're having to bring in 2 more bodies to get into that lockstep form. And that takes weeks, months to get down. So this is really a tough break. Now it's early in camp and there's a long time between here and there, but apart from losing a key skill player, this is as bad as it gets.
Yeah,
it really is.
Especially when you start to stack them up on top of each other, especially. And what's crazy is they've only had 2 padded practices.
Yeah, so the trend is not good.
Yeah, there could be more, is what I'm saying.
Everybody has their El Wapos, and of course, everybody's going to just say, put on your big boy pants and come to work. But it does intensify the effort. It really does force this team to kind of really narrow its focus because you can't be broad when you're having to bring some guys onto the boat, and get them all caught up. So you're going to have to be really good at the few things you get a chance to work on.
What else we took from practice yesterday? Apparently there is a real. I don't know if the environment or what it is, but these guys are all very loose and very mouthy with each other.
This is a verbal practice. They're allowed to talk and go at each other, which that's another thing that's kind of different because Shoddy's walking this fine line of nobody hits the floor, nobody throws a punch, but you can talk. Yeah. So it's one of it, and because of that, it does get a little chippy. There's some pushing and guys going after each other. And again, it's only day 2 of pads. I can't imagine what it's going to look like in a week. This is new ground for all of us with his practices, and it's certainly new for him too. So we talked about it yesterday. The rah-rah style, all this really works until it doesn't.
Yeah. If you get results, this is a great way to live. It's just not a lot of these guys get results. Jay Toya, we asked him yesterday if he's getting involved in any of that. He said not really, because this kind of let me into his mind. He said not really, because if you throw a punch, you're kicked off the field. And I think he's one of those dudes who
I can't afford that.
I ain't here to talk about it. I'm here to
7th round draft pick. I got work to do.
But yeah, very, very interesting the way that camp's being run. But again, every player we've talked to is like
to a man.
I love it. I mean, we're having a great time. Like awesome. As long as you win football games.
And that's what it all boils down to. And the buy-in with Coach Schottenheimer is 100%, it seems. No matter who you talk to, no matter what sides, whatever you go through, Coach Schottenheimer has got the buy-in from the entire team, from everything, from practice to the way it's run to the team camaraderie. He's got them all, hook, line, and sinker. Does it equate to wins and losses? We'll find out. Health is going to dictate a huge part of that, but it feels like this team is as together as they've been in a long time, and they are in lockstep. And that is just really, really good to hear. When we come back, though, we heard from Nate Newton on the Blitz, and Nate Newton talked about a multitude of things, from practice to the offensive line to, yes, the San Antonio Spurs. We'll discuss as we come back here on Extra Innings with Pleasure on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
So many storylines to cover for you. Micah's contract, because there's always a contract. Dak's health, George Pickens edition, a whole new running back room, new look offense, offensive line, new defensive scheme. We're bringing you all the latest on everything. Live from Oxnard, California, San Antonio Sports Stars coverage of Dallas Cowboys training camp. Brought to you by AA Best Bail Bonds and sponsored in part by Southern Recipe Pork Rinds, Jim Beam, and AARP. Starting Monday morning, live from Oxnard, South Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Joel, I'm proud to introduce my latest in-summer relaxation relief-cation. I call it the Quarter Moon Grill and Go. It's a stainless steel propane gas grill with this, a full-size urinal. If you're gonna grill and you gotta go, it's the Grill and Go.
Folks, at Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC, we fix plumbing and AC issues fast and at a fair price. 210-651-5899.
Grill and
go away, Nigel. Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC.
License number TACLA 141-074E-M16004. The greatest stories aren't found in books or films or folk songs. The stories that truly bring us together are found in ESPN Fantasy Football. Stories of late-round love and first-round heartbreak. Tales of Hail Marys and Monday Night Miracles. Chronicles of punishments. Oh, the punishments. Friends growing closer than ever through the power of humiliation. It's all here. And while the football might be fantasy, the stories, very real. Download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and write the story of your season.
Lowe's knows big savings make a big difference, especially when you're shopping for appliances. Hurry in to get up to 30% off select major appliances. Plus, My Lowe's Rewards members get free delivery, free haul away, free installation and parts on purchases of $2,500 or more. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 7/30. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Price, delivery time, and vehicle availability may vary based on order size and location. Exclusions apply. See Lowe's.com/delivery for more details.
Some people just know they can save hundreds on home and auto insurance by checking Allstate first. Like to check your house sitter has the new code first before leaving for vacation.
System lockout.
But that's the code!
Contacting authority.
I'm out of here.
Oh, seriously, the car too?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a home and auto bundle that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Not available in every state. Potential savings vary. Allstate Vehicle and Property Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Well, these polymers aren't as flexible as batch K3.
Researcher Laurie is stretched thin.
Did you get the vulcanization analytics from V66? Oh, wait, are these rubber scores from last week?
She needs to hire new lab technicians so she can bounce back into her old self.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Our matching platform lets you spend less time searching and more time connecting with candidates. Redeem your $75 credit at Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products or compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Turn things all the way up and find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy.
It's Extra Innings with Pledger on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
There's not much time left, so I wanted to get to this one because the great Nate Newton, former Dallas Cowboys offensive lineman, now does a lot of work for DallasCowboys.com. He was on with the Blitz today, and they talked about a multitude of things, including the San Antonio Spurs. I wanted to bring you some of that.
Tuesday.
Oh, man, it's great. I mean, the guys getting a break in. I mean, once they take a break, then I'm able to take a slight break. You still want to look at, film, look at tape, talk to coaches, do your homework so you'll be a little knowledgeable about what's going on in these rash of injuries, with the DBs and the O-line and kind of hitting them hard here. So they got to, I talked to Will, over the scouting department, and he's just telling me, man, we just got to get in there and check, see who's out there, see what way do we have enough players to fill the positions until these guys get back, or if it's someone better out there, that Will McClay was telling me, if it's someone better out there, we'll bring them in. So this thing about this training camp, man, is to get better, whether it's physically on the field or out there in cyberspace to find someone.
Nate, what's interesting, and Jason and I were just talking about this. Back when you played, training camp was pretty physical.
Yes, sir.
It's not as much. Do you think that makes a difference with some of these injuries?
The only time I really think it makes a difference is when you don't go full speed, far as when you don't have pads on receivers, DBs, quarterbacks. They have to try to run as fast as they can at all times. Don't run into one another. Don't try to be a big superstar and wrap somebody's neck up. But you have to, because you don't want to get into the season and go from 0 to 100, and that's when you get the soft tissue tears and all of that. But they get after it. I mean, you can condition yourselves. You can get weary, you can get tired, and then the days that you are in practice, you go after it, you bang, you hit, you do what you have to do. So like Coach Johnson would tell us, and I know people, you don't want to go from here to here to get to the game. You want to go from here to here to get to the game speed. You can get up to game speed. The 49ers have done it for 100 years. They have been one of the pioneers of what we're doing today. And the difference is every team does it. It ain't 10 teams practice like this and other 22 have on pads. It's like this is the limited amount of practices you get. Use them how you need them as far as pad practice. But what separates most teams is the tempo of how you do these practices. If everything a walkthrough, where you can rest assured that when you come to the season, it's gonna be some injuries because you haven't gotten these guys up to par for his speed.
Nate Newton, 3-time Super Bowl champ, joining us here on the Blitz, and you say that, if I remember correctly, back in when you were playing for Jimmy, March, April, you guys were in the weight room doing stuff together as a team,
right,
and not on the football field. Now guys are off on their own, and it's from everything I hear, you played. You tell us, even you can work hard, but if you're not working around with a bunch of NFL types, are you really getting the right work in?
It depends on the player. This is what is. What makes Kansas City different than Dallas? What makes Philadelphia different than Detroit? What makes Detroit different? It still comes down to players.
Yeah.
And it comes down to players with attitudes and with dedication to their craft. Because everybody's on the same page. Now you have to, as a scouting person, as a player personnel director, you have to dig deep. You have to go to the trainer. You have to go to the equipment man. You have to go into the neighborhood and say, what type of guy is this guy? And you have to dig deep. And then when you're looking at film, what type of attitude does it portray? After a bad play, what's his body language? After a good play, you have to really be into it, because it still come down to, can you get the right player? Can you get a guy that loves the game and loves to compete?
That's interesting that you say that, because I don't know George Pickens, just know what I've seen, but he had that reputation that he was a little bit difficult.
Right.
Cowboys went out and got him anyway, and he seems to be completely changed and loves it here. Can that happen from one situation to another?
Sometimes, the changing of the colors, or changing of a home, or changing of attitude. But what Mr. Pickens has to understand is you left I think a proud organization in the Steelers. An organization that prides itself on taking care of its player, putting the player first, and you left that situation. You come here where you're in the spotlight now. I mean, the Steelers carry their own iconic brand, but now you're dealing with a top 3 iconic brand. What you do here and what you say and how you act gets put out there. Before you got here, we knew your history. And most of our media types knew your history. Now, we don't, as media, we kind of careful on how we trickle it to the fans, but the fans say, ain't he a difficult guy? So it's up to him to come in and be the right type of guy. Well, I'm playing for a contract, sir. You playing for more than a contract. You playing for the rest of your career because if you can't make it here with the Cowboys, tell me where can you go and make it? So this kid has to grow up and has to be something special. We know you have the talent. We seen that right there in Pittsburgh. Why would Pittsburgh want to let you go unless it was something behind that?
Well, that's
Makes
it. If Mike
sense, yeah.
Tomlin can't make you work,
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
mean, and that's but he knows it's a contract year.
Yeah.
And maybe, like you said, I got fired from a job. Let me
Yeah.
see if that's the wake up call. It's
Yes.
like Luka in
Yeah.
shape all of a sudden up there with the Lakers after he got traded from Dallas.
I tell people when you're young, like Luka and like this Pickens kid, you don't see it. I mean, when you come out of college and you come out of it's Luka, the league that he was playing with grown men. He's always been around grown men, so he adopted a lot of grown men ways, but he didn't take the drinking and having fun. He adopted the grown, but see, he forgot the grown men were working out. You know what I'm saying? Your family, your dad played basketball, so he should have been expressing to you, hey, son, this is what comes with this with responsibility. So when I tell people about Luka and even the kid with New Orleans,
Zion.
Yeah, you have to at some point grow up. You was brother. You've been with me since when I got into the league.
Yeah.
I was a fat, out of shape guy, just running around having fun. And Charles Haley came in and said, "Hey man, you need to grow up. Luka needs to be challenged." And here, when he was in Dallas, no one was going to challenge him. And this is why I tell fans, you didn't expect nothing more. They were fortunate enough to get to a playoff, have success in the playoffs, and not know why you lost in the championship game. You lost because your star didn't have enough gas. You are so prideful and so ignorant as a fan that you didn't understand why you lost. If Luka would have been in shape, come on, my man. He's a top 5 player, being a fat guy. He's a top. Now you as a Dallas fan, and believe me, Nico or whatever his name or whoever he is, I'm gonna be honest with you. He went to his ownership group. You think that this man had the power to pull the plug on this kid? No, he did not.
Yeah.
No, he did not. But he told his ownership group, ma'am, because that's who running. She does.
Yeah.
Ma'am, you're gonna have to pay this kid upwards of $300 million in 4 or 5 year span. You're gonna have to pay this kid. And she said, what? And so she, like any other good owner does, give me the pros and cons. He gave the pros and he gave the cons, and she didn't like it. And the people under her didn't like it because there's no way in the world Nico. That's like this new coach we got saying, "Hey man, we need to look twice on that," And I think I want to get rid of that. You know how many Joneses you got to go through to get to that?
Oh man. Also, shortly after that, he starts talking Wemby and the Spurs and the future of that. So this conversation went all over the map. You can catch it all at sasportstar.com in our audio vault, or you can go to our YouTube page if you're watching right now at SA Sports Star. We have a 2025 AA Best Bail Bonds Dallas Cowboys training camp coverage playlist. It has got all the interviews, including the ones you just heard by Nate Newton, Stephen Jones, and Jay Toya. There's going to be a lot more tomorrow, possibly Miles Sanders on the Blitz. Got to tune in starting bright early, 6 o'clock with the morning huddle as Rob and AJ get you there. This has been Extra Innings with Pledge. We will see you tomorrow right here on San Antonio Sports Star. Be sure to call your loved ones. Let them know you're thinking about them. You never know what it can do. Peace and love. We'll see you tomorrow.
The granddaddy of all hunting shows is back, and we are ready to cross the state of Texas to bring the best hunting show to a city near you. The Hunters Extravaganza is a great event for the whole family. We have the latest and greatest the hunting world has to offer, from products to hunts, and feature seminars with Dr. Deer, Gary Robertson, and more. Come enjoy attractions like rattlesnakes, gator country, a fish tank, and many more. Join us in San Antonio for the